Hi! Hi Beck, hi Lee. Can everyone hear me okay? I'm still trying to get the balance on the volume, so let me know how the volume's going. Good, good, good. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome to Lobotomy Corporation. First, let's just delete my data because we're gonna start from scratch. Yes, you both get wrenches. I don't think. Oh. Please meet each other, my dear friends Lee and Vector. I made you both mods, but no pressure to actually do anything with that. And for any other viewers, if they come in, I've put a content warning guide in the description. I think talking a lot, I think discussing some of the content warnings would really be spoilers, so I'm leaving it up to everybody's own discretion, but Lobotomy Corporation does have a lot of mature content, and I want everybody to feel safe. And I'm not going to go over the tutorial, but I will be discussing the mechanics as we go through, so everyone can get a handle on what I'm doing. So let's start. It's a little detail, but the loading screen, I really love the loading screen of this game because it starts out with a bunch of technobabble, and as you slowly progress, you realize it's not just random text. All of the stuff on there is stuff that's relevant to the plot. We're gonna choose our first abnormality. It feeds on the evil that seeps out during conversations between people. So the first abnormality is always a set one. So we'll just take that. Hello, X. I give you a warm welcome to Lobotomy Corporation. I am Angela, your advisor and secretary. My role as an AI is to assist you in adjusting to your new workplace, so please have no worry in speaking with me or asking any questions. Have you ever met an AI with such a suave name? I was born from one of the wings of the world. It signifies that I'm one of the best to exist in this age. Ah, I know what you must be thinking. Your eyes show that you think I look too human to be an AI, am I wrong? However, there is a great difference between us. I am bound here. I cannot go wherever I please like you do. I may be able to operate the systems of this corporation to open a door or prepare a cup of coffee for you, but I cannot take a step outside of this building to bask in the sunlight or feel the gentle breeze. Now, in regards to my appearance, as you can see, the color of my hair is that of the morning sky after a light shower. The tone and shape of my voice is taken from the wisest person in the world. Lastly, my face is picturesque of the person who had the most beautiful smile. I'm not gonna discuss story spoilers or anything, but I really wonder who in universe wrote all this. Haha, don't worry, that was a joke. There can be no such person on this earth. My appearance was designed with attractiveness to the largest number of people possible in mind. If the way I look is pleasing to your eye, then I'm working as intended. Moving on, artificial intelligence is much more efficient in comparison to humans in terms of multitasking. I am the best in the majority of work fields. I am able to handle the work of several dozen people at once. Oh, hi Emmy! I'm certain many people have lost their jobs because of me. It's such a shame. Well, enough with the introductions. Is there anything you would like to know? Oh, I just realized I'm going to be covering this. One sec. There. It is not a bad thing to ask about. Let me put it this way. Your world is constantly growing, and the demand for energy is exponentially increasing as technologies advance. All conventional energy sources combined could not sustain the world further. In search of a solution, we happened to stumble upon the mysterious beings whom we dubbed abnormalities. Then, we figured out that energy could be harvested from these abnormalities via a special method. To isolate them in a controlled environment, and then to harvest energy from them. Our corporation became one of the wings of the world for this discovery that benefits humanity in 2 ways. Once you are fully placed into the role as the manager, you'll be able to access all the current information on abnormalities from the encyclopedia. It is very important that you know and understand these beings well to be successful in your position. For now, the encyclopedia's pages lay blank, but it will be filled out little by little. Don't concern yourself too much with it. It is the task of your subordinates to pen it. You have joined the company at an opportune moment, by the way. Lobotomy Corporation is always looking for ways to improve its harvesting process. Our systems are continually updated to support this. Speaking of which, there was a new update to the system right before you arrived. That means the working conditions have been improved upon compared to those of your predecessors. Think of it as a small welcoming gift. Best of luck for us. I was just about to mention you. You don't understand the concept of patience, do you? Oh, pardon my manners, manager. I was talking to one of the other AIs that work here. I should introduce her to you. Our facility is a huge one, and even I would have trouble managing it on my own. So someone determined that there should be an AI to assume the head control of each department. If I were to be considered the cerebrum, they would be the cerebellum. Naturally, of course, I should be your most trustworthy and capable companion among all the AIs. Well then, shall we greet her now? You can hear rushed footsteps from behind. Manager! Vec, I think you'll like this character. I arrived just on time, right? The time is only about 1 minute late. Well, I guess it still counts as on time. Congratulations on joining Lobotomy Corporation, Manager. I do not want to disturb this touching moment, Malkut, but every second counts in Lobotomy Corp. Please make your introduction as brief as possible and go and prepare for the meeting. It seems Miss Angela isn't in a good mood today. But hey, at least the other Sephiroth are looking forward to meeting you. Well, maybe not all of them. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Malkut. I'm in charge of the control team. Since we're the control team, we have a great deal of responsibility. I'll try my best to help you by improving the basic functions of this facility, Manager. I'm sure you're a bit nervous right now. It takes a bit of time to get used to things around here, I know from experience. But don't worry, I'll be sure to help you. I am, not exactly the best at everything. I used to be a bit of a problem Saphira, you know. I would sew buttons onto a shirt in the wrong direction, or add salt instead of sugar to food. But still, you can do it. Just like I managed to do, I'm sure you will succeed, Manager. I'll give you an easy task since it's your first day here. I wish you the best of luck. I can't take it anymore. Manager, you're in there, right? I have to get out of here, please. I know you're capable of it. You're the manager. You're not the same as the rest of us. You can do anything. Why do you want to quit? Don't you like working here in the control team? Every day here is a delight for me. It's so horrible, I can't take it anymore. I'll go insane. Nothing here is normal. Do you really think you can't handle it? Please, I don't want to be here. Let me out of here, please. Manager, even though you're the head of the facility, that employee belongs to my department, so I believe I can take care of this. Let me handle this, please. I'll let her handle it. Thanks for acknowledging my position. Please, don't be alarmed. These kinds of things happen quite often. Oh, right. It must be the first time you've seen something like this. Usually Miss Angela or I handle this kind of stuff. It's just a tiny hiccup, nothing for you to worry about. No, please, Manager, please! Here we got our first mission. Manager, please make sure that please remember that your primary goal is harvesting energy from the abnormalities. In order to harvest energy, you need to work on them. It is the most basic yet important task we have here at the corporation. Please don't let me down. I know you can do it. So let's open up the control team. And I am going to put myself back. One sec. And we're going to hire 3 employees. Well, first we have, oh, Emma. We're gonna hire Devona. And Cedric. And we don't have anything. So that's all we've got. Okay, let's begin management. So this is the main gameplay loop. We have just part of the control department here. And here's the first abnormality we get to work with. So the goal of the game is we need to harvest energy, which is measured up here. And energy is measured in PE boxes, which stands for positive enkephalin boxes. And to get energy, we need to work with abnormalities. There's 4 kinds of work we can do: instinct, insight, attachment, and repression. And since this is the beginning of the game, we don't really know what anybody likes, but I do know because it's the same guy you always get at the beginning. So we're going to send Devona in. So 03, 03. So you can see these here are the positive enkephalin boxes that are being generated. We're doing pretty good so far. We're doing really well. If there was a bad result, you'd see a gray box appear from the top down here, but we might have perfect work. Good job, Devona. So that was half the energy. Well, over half. Now, what we can do with this energy is we can use it to unlock information here. So I'm gonna start by unlocking this. This tells us our... go away. This tells us this basic success rates for different kind of works. And now that the timer's off, we're gonna send a different person. So let's send Emma. It may be best to send honest employee out. The sins of Emma shall reach 1 sin and hundreds of good deeds soon. Everyone's doing well today. See, that's a bad result. That's a negative PE boxes, which won't count towards our total. And that would technically finish the workday, but oops. Come back. But we still have a mission. We need to do 3 works. So we're also going to send in... who did we send in? Cedric. I love the little agents too, Vec. I really like the style they ended up settling on them. If you look at the beta versions of the game, I think in pre-release they look much more like little South Park characters. And before that, in the earliest versions you can see on like their Kickstarter, they look like little Lego men, but the style they ended up with is really cute. So Cedric's not doing quite as well. So he got a neutral result, but that's okay. So that technically completes the mission. that mission, but we're gonna open up a few more things. And 6. I'm gonna do this a few more times because we want to get the ego weapon for the next day, or else bad things may happen. The other thing we can do is we can look at the stats here. You can see that they're color-coded to the different work types. We have Fortitude. Oh. I'll explain that in a minute. We have Fortitude, Prudence, Temperance, Justice. By doing different works on the abnormalities, we can increase these. So everybody that's been working on attachment, they'll have their temperance go up at the end of the day. You can see the little pluses there. And this red box means we're going through Clyfot meltdown, which means we just have to send somebody in there. And it will end, but that's our way of sort of forcing you to work on certain abnormalities. So there we go. Let's get basic information. So this guy is 1 sin and hundreds of good deeds. And as I said, you'll always get him at the beginning of the game, and he is a very good skull bro. We like him a lot. So we need 15. So yeah, we'll just do this a couple times. We'll just do this one, or... Do we have enough? Okay. I just want to get one of these before we go on. Yeah, so the art styles are really... The art style growth is a really interesting thing. Again, in the beta, I showed this to Lee once, but their previous beta also had all the characters had a very panty and stocking style. And I think they got criticized for that a little bit. I've heard, I don't know, for being too close to panty and stocking, but then, so that got updated as well. So we cleared our mission. Our temperance, everybody's temperance went up a bit. S rank, we can go to the next day. So again, all this stuff will eventually make sense. But I love that it sort of seems like gibberish, and then you'll eventually learn what it all means. She was so talkative before, yet in the end, loneliness was the only listener. However, the curse continues eternally, never broken. Somewhere in the distance, you can hear seagulls. If I don't know what these are, I might let people in the chat choose it, but I'm gonna go with this one, because it's pretty safe, I think. Face the fear, build the future. That is the motto of our founder, the one whom we refer to as A. Tell me, if you had to choose one, what part of the motto do you prefer? I'm covering these up, but you know, face the fear, build the future. What does chat prefer? I don't know how bad my latency is, but do either of you prefer? Okay, future. Lee, because you're first. Build the future. The future is inevitable, but ever undecided. One may simply lie atop of the sand of the future, or they may shape it with purpose. Lobotomy Corporation is an innovative company. The harvesting technologies we have discovered are such a... Please excuse my lack of vocabulary. It's simply remarkable. These technologies could be the salvation of mankind. With these, we will mold the future, creating brand new paths. There was a bit of confusion last time, wasn't there? Usually, I'm in charge of the security of your office. However, it seems that I failed to pay close enough attention to the Saphira meeting room. I heard that a control team employee has resigned from the corporation. Good job. You do know what it means to resign here in the company, don't you? I'll take that as a no. I do sometimes miscalculate what information I deliver to you and what I shouldn't. Some aspects of our company that I consider natural and obvious may come as quite a shock to you. We have a variety of roles here. It's like a well-structured play. Every actor has a role, and they must be faithful to their part without any error, synergizing with each other. Now, imagine that one of the actors decides to leave the stage because they didn't like their role. The actor should have played their predetermined part at the predetermined timing before making their exit stage left. But to leave the stage without fulfilling their part means that the life of the But to leave the stage without fulfilling their part means that the life of the role and its actor are finished. That is what we mean when we say someone resigns. Great job, manager. You did exactly what I asked of you. I knew you could do it. You'll never guess how much I rooted for you back there. As for me, the day went all right. We covered a joint emergency protocol drill for my team. Not a single dropout or injury. Everyone did a good job. Not to say that it was perfect, though. By the way, manager, have you seen something creepier than the abnormalities? Those entities that wander the facility, unable to be contained, and sometimes they manifest themselves in the corridors. The drills do no good when you encounter them since we don't have enough data on them, so we always have to stay alert. No matter how meticulous our plan is, we can't control the unknown. Sometimes, when I encounter them, I get a strange feeling. It's not like fear or anything, some other sensation. Strange, isn't it? I feel nauseous, like something within me is palpitating out of control, and it feels like I'm no longer myself. How could I describe it? Like something's wriggling inside of me. Little by little. Your job isn't just to keep the abnormalities in control. You need to make sure that they're happy so they'll produce as many PE boxes as they can. Please work hard on this. Everything else should be secondary to that objective. Let's expand. The things she's talking about, won't come up for a few more days, but we will get to them. There we go. First, so these are different researches. These are little upgrades we can get. So TT2 protocol, which is game speed acceleration, joint command, order agents to work in other departments, and assembly summons. This is kind of irrelevant until we get more departments, so we're gonna go with the most useful, game speed acceleration. And now we are going to go to our ego list and let's give Emma this. So we only have one. And we'll just stay with these three in management. So this is these shrimp guys. Well, technically it's not really the shrimp guys, it's the machine, but here's our new abnormality. So let's start. So who has the weakest? So we're gonna work we're gonna work some people in attachment. And since I did the first couple days of the game before, I think these guys liked insight. And so we want to train Cedric on his insight a little bit. So let's try this. And now we can speed up the game a bit more. So this says that he's taking red damage. Uh-oh. What did he get? Okay, we're okay. So let's keep doing that. Attachment. Now he can do attachment, and somebody else could do insight. And hopefully you can train them up a little bit, and people's so, okay. during meltdown, so we'll have to pay attention to that. So good result. Send somebody back here. Not these, so yeah, good insight and instinct both works. We can also use this to train instinct. 6. And then we'll look at the managerial guidelines. I should read these. I didn't read them out before. Upon completion of the work process, a canned beverage was discharged from the vending machine. The type of beverage that is emitted seems to vary in correlation with the work type. Scroll up. Test result W1. A red drink is emitted. The employee who ingested the beverage said it had a distinctive aroma and sweetness and expressed a feeling of heightened energy after. Following the test... This is a scroll. Okay, following the test, the physical health of the subject was confirmed. Test result W2. A blue drink can is emitted. It contains an odorless liquid that is highly carbonated. It has been found to be effective on restoring mental strength. I'll send you back. Now we can... So I'll read one sin as well. One sin and hundreds of good deeds will restore the employee's mental health when the work result is good. Delilah, who received this benediction, commented that it felt refreshing. After the maximum number of PE boxes was produced with one sin and hundreds of good deeds, it restored the mental health of every employee in the department. This guy, he's a very good friend. And he can't escape! And we're gonna start trying to purchase some of these. And we can also work on instinct as well. Okay, we finished the mission, but I want to train them a little bit more. Caution, when work result with F0552 is bad, do not take any drink provided by the vending machine. So that's one thing we have to keep an eye out for, but... So, we just gotta be careful what work we do. And so it turns out well, you can... Again. This guy is actually based on a Korean urban myth. Let's also do instinct. Beck, I'm surprised you haven't said, SCP, since that's, I think, the obvious inspiration here. I don't really like it when people call it an SCP game because there's obviously so much more, but the ideas behind abnormalities, this definitely came from SCPs. So apparently this is, can I get his name so I can say it? Yeah. This is Open Can of Welch Years, and let's do another instinct, just so everyone gets something. So the idea was like there's this urban legend of where people bought soda that would contain sleeping pills in it, and they'd get kidnapped. I don't think there's any truth to that. So the idea is if you get a bad result and then the character drinks it, they'll be kidnapped by these little shrimp dudes. I don't know. We'll do that for today. So we'll stop there today. S rank, so we see there everyone's stats increased a little bit. She was so talkative before, yet in the end, loneliness was the only listener. Everything will be peaceful while you are under the fairy's care. You see a song in front of you. It's approaching, becoming more colorful by the second. Somebody can choose between these three. So again, we have talkative before, fairies, or song. For what it's worth, I know what... these two are. I'm not entirely sure what this one is. Okay, let's go in the middle. I like, that would actually be my choice too. Greetings, manager. It marks 3 days that now that you have worked here. The number 3 is a mysterious one. In age-old fables, it is common for a mysterious entity to appear and tell the protagonist to utter 3 wishes. Sadly, I'm not a mage or billionaire that can grant your wishes. However, I do happen to know what your predecessors wished for. There were many aspirations. Common among them was the seeking of some kind of growth. To lead the company to prosperity, to achieve spiritual maturity, you name it. You name it. Each had wanted to flower in a different way. Which of those 2 would you want? Hold on, I'll unblock these. Somebody can choose. Since these aren't the kinds of ones where you can choose both. I don't know how delayed I am, so I'm just gonna go... I wish to mature my spirit. Come to think of it, there was another manager who gave me such an answer. That's okay, Lee. Come to think of it, actually asking questions gives me a time to drink, so don't worry. Come to think of it, there was another manager who gave me such an answer. As you know, spiritual is a rather obsolete term in today's world. So I asked them for the definition of spirit. Then, that manager told me, well, I unfortunately do not recall the details of that conversation. Even an AI cannot store every bit of data, and necessary information should be deleted for smooth operation. So, you may be asking yourself if your predecessors managed to fulfill their wish. I suppose what happened to the others is not important after all. I do promise to cheer for you on the journey to your final goal, though. You did it again, and you did it flawlessly, too. I myself have a lot of work to do. If you look at my notebook, my to-do list is always so full. But I know I can get through it. I should do my best, like I always have. I know I'm slower than the others. I always have to check my list or I'll miss something. Or I'll miss something important. That's why I have this notebook with me all the time. Can't leave any mistakes, you know. I've been carrying it for so long that it's almost worn out. It's been with me ever since I began working here as the Sephira of the control team. I know Lady Angela worries about me from time to time, but I've got everything under control. I feel like this is the kind of life I've been yearning for ever since a long, long time ago, maybe even before I was capable of thinking. It feels as if I've wished for the same thing before, in some other place that wasn't the control team. Malkut, please finish the report I requested by the end of today. Sure thing, boss. I've got it right here on my list. I'll have it turned in by the end of the day. Well, I should get going now. It's a pleasure talking to you, manager. The AIs here, they're all unstable, with the exception of me. It's especially bad for Malkut. You've noticed, haven't you? I can't complain though. It only makes it easier for me to control her. As you know, our facility isn't the most stable thing. We're only able to keep the abnormalities contained thanks to Clive-Falk deterrents, which we briefly adjust down just before the workday begins. But this deterrent becomes unstable as time goes on, and eventually some abnormalities may undergo a meltdown. And again. So what do we leave with anything? 15, 10. Okay, we can make one of these. Now we can let's give you also penitence. And now we can also put people in these. So let's... So we haven't dealt with any abnormalities escaping, but that's what all this equipment's for. And we actually don't have any escaping abnormalities, so it's not a big deal yet, but I do want to keep everybody equipped. Let's begin. So for today, we need to complete works. We need 8 works completed with containment units under... I can never say this. Even after DMC5, I cannot say this word. Clive-Falk meltdown, so this day is going to be a little longer. And here's our new friend. I like the fairies. They're really cute. But they're a little more dangerous than everybody else we've worked with for if you don't know what you're doing. So let's start everybody. You do attachment. You do insight. And we should be okay. Speed up. I'm glad everybody likes Malkut. She's not my favorite, but she is very good. So I'll explain the gimmick of the fairies, because I'm not going to trigger it. I don't want to trigger it accidentally, but if you saw the fairies going around Devona there, if you assign your agent to work on a different abnormality while they still have the if you assign them to work on something else while they still have the little fairies around them, the fairies will instant kill them, so make sure you pay attention to that, and we should be good. But otherwise, they're pretty safe to work with. And they, okay, we can also do attachment there. Just gonna work on stats for everybody. What else? Let's get the gun, because having a long-range weapon will be good. Okay, so this day is going to be a bit longer because we have to do 8 Clifot meltdowns. Okay. Screw you. Instinct. And whoever's left can do insight. Oh. Hi, Major Spirit! Yeah, I think, as Lee said it, it's actually an incredibly hopeful game. Okay, so not you. I love this game because it has such like a positive view on humanity, but the gameplay, there's a lot of dark and themes in the game. What are we on? I was 2. Double checking nobody else's. But I've been enjoying it so far. It is, it might not be the best stream game because I'm both trying to manage what's going on here and the chat. Who needs instinct? And I do know that everything kind of spirals out of, it's very easy for things to spiral out of control, especially when you have, I mean, this is just not even all of a single department. At the end, we have a whole entire facility to try and manage. And I didn't think I'd like a management game that much, but I quite enjoy it. And the music's great. Okay, we're good. Let's go to insight. For you. Oh wait, who's up here? Oh. Attachment. Sorry, this day is gonna take a bit of time. Only got 3. Calm down, why do you keep being you? Oh, you as well. Well, if we get 2 at once, that'll make things go a bit faster. What else can we buy? Oh, we should probably get some of this. I'll read the managerial guidelines at the same time. When the work result was normal or good, small fairies appeared around the employee. The small fairies will heal the employee's HP over a limited time. If an employee under the fairy's care is assigned to a different containment unit, they will immediately die and can be consumed by the fairies. So its name is Fairy Festival, Unescaping, all good. Now, get one of these. Everyone's good. We can do insight. I promise, as more mechanics get added, it will be a little bit more interesting to watch. Closer. Instinct. Do you? I guess Cedric will do insight again. Okay. Okay, both of them are. That's okay. Off topic, but what do you think Brave Marianne will be? That is another good question. There's real two directions it could go. One sec, while Insight. I think Brave Marianne, I'm personally hoping for a staff unit just because I really like staff units, but it is quite likely that she'll be a sword unit with Book Gang. There's just like, since all the Brave units always have different colors, I don't know if her being a sword would take priority over anybody else. I'm hoping for a staff. I don't really know what they'd give her, but that's my choice. The fact that she was a tome unit in the beginning was a surprise to me. It's hard to say because it also depends on how they're handling Brave in terms of, is it a time skip or will it be like a proper alternate universe Brave type of thing. So again, I think my ideal would be okay, we're good. Are we done? No. We'll do you. Yeah, so again, oh yeah, a beast, having some sort of beast. It's hard to, I tend to like it when the Brave, just as my personal preference, I like the sort of alternate universe future takes. And hold on, I'm just thinking. Yeah, Tome Caver Flyer would be my choice, but it's really hard to say. Like, it really depends on what they want to do with the others. Like, Gatekeeper could really be anything. It's hard to know. It's really hard to know. Okay, is that complete our day? Okay, we'll probably do just one more day after this. Yeah, part of me, it's like sort of hard to speculate because I really have actually with a lot of other units, normally I have some idea what they would, but because we don't have time skip Marianne, it's hard to guess which way they'll go with it. Now everything will be just fine. The satisfaction is only temporary, though. Many of those who went in operation inside the machine found themselves rested and healthy. I don't know what any of these are. Does anybody want to take a pick? Okay, option 3. Do you take pride in what you do here? If not, this recent news will likely change your mind. Oh, I just realized I never put my sprite back on, sorry. Oops. 1 sec. Oh, and now I put my sprite back on the options anyway. Is there a log? There we go. If not, this recent news will likely change your mind. After your arrival, the energy output has increased by 13%. If you still don't feel the significance of this figure, then let me add it's a record-breaking percentage. How do you feel? You can take pride in that. Ever since you began working here, the company has been taking strides in improvement. This means you are performing your role well. This shows that there should only be good news to come. A machine such as myself doesn't flatter easily. It is good to know that you're happy with your work. I remember your face the very first time you came here. You were so withdrawn, face all gray and grim, and you were all nervous about my presence. Don't worry, it's okay for you to be happy now. Today's a rather special day. You see the bottle of champagne on the table? Allow me to pour you a glass. Sorry, toast? Today's occasion is not something as monumental as someone's birthday, or the company's day of founding. You lost an employee for the first time yesterday. No, we didn't. In fact, many more shall follow. I'm telling you this just in case you were unexpectedly shocked by the news. They had known the risks from the beginning. The company grows, fertilized by their fat sacrifices. It's as simple as that. I'm sure they would have felt proud of themselves as they took their final breath. Accepting their deaths with equanimity would be the greatest respect you can pay them. That is why I popped this bottle of champagne I've kept for so long. 3 cheers for the deceased in memoriam of their noble sacrifices. Let's drink. Allow me to give you a small bit of advice. To properly drink a glass of champagne, one should gently hold the lower stem of the glass and take it in lightly, savoring the bubbles. Perfect, just like that. Yay, everybody! We need to be honest here, Malkut. You simply cannot suppress the ordeals with the employees you currently have at your disposal. Over here is my best girl. Trust me, I'm the head of the information team. Even if your team were to suppress the ordeals on their own, that's too great a risk of extreme mental damage to your employees. At Yasod, we only need to consider the mortality rate of the agents and the possibility of abnormalities breaching. Malkut, Lady Angela said that one crazy employee will kill 10 others. I'm the Saphir of the control team. I may make outrageous mistakes in all other aspects, but this role I know better than anyone else. I know how to handle employees on the verge of insanity. I even wrote down a code of conduct for it. Honestly, it feels like I'm the only one who follows the guide. Am I wrong? Please tell me if you happen to need it. I can always share a copy with you. I'm fine, but that code of yours... I don't need weak employees in my department. Weakness means elimination, the death of your place in my department. To work for the control team, the department that leads the corporation, signifies that you should be more capable than everyone else. Manager, please say something to them. You've been watching what's happening to those weak-willed employees from the comfort of your office, haven't you? Can any of you guys say something? Well, thanks so much for visiting me. It's made me so happy. We should meet up again sometime, all of us Upper Sephiroth. I have an announcement to the Sephiroth of the other layer. The mental corruption levels of the control team's employees exceeded the maximum threshold, and just what did the other Sephiroth do in the meantime? Sit and watch? The control team has failed to handle the ordeals. Supplement the staff immediately and suppress the ordeals. I will ask for the support from the other departments. As the Clifoth deterrence weakens, the abnormalities will begin to grow agitated. Certain things we call ordeals, which we cannot contain, will go into rampage, just as they are now. Could you calm down the employees by suppressing one of the ordeals that shows up at dusk? I'll help you with it as soon as I can. I really like Malkut. I forget that this is how she's introduced. I'm that wasn't even all the upper Sephiroth. You're missing one. So, let's hire one more person. We got Velasquez. Hire you. And let's give Cedric the gun so they match. Hold on. Can we buy a suit? Yes, we can. Let's give you the nice green suit. Endured. Okay. Everybody has a weapon? Good. And then, so let's just do one more day, because I want to find out what this is. So this looks like a tool abnormality. The idea behind these is you have to use them for a certain time to unlock their information. I have no clue what it does, so we might, this might be the kind of day where we reset just after using it, after we figure out what it does. So let's just send somebody in there, and hopefully it doesn't instantly kill them or something. Oh, and for we don't have to worry about missions for a little bit, because a Dusk Ordeal won't show up for a while. Like day 20 or something. That's some information. You must be happy. When employees use the machine, they will experience an increase in all stats. The stats will increase the greater the longer the machine is used. I'm gonna take you out. Okay. Hold on. Whoa, okay. Well, let's find out what happens if we put you back in immediately. We're just testing this right now. I want to know what the difference between like the yes and no is, but we can. I love the fairies too, they're cute. I mean, you say they're scary, but they're actually pretty useful, since they can heal you. You just have to be careful not to let anyone get eaten by them. Be sure to stop only when it displays yes. Well, I don't think I could do that. Well, as long as decreasing their stats doesn't kill them, we can just let Emma take a break for today. After you complete this. Those who answered yes to the question, do you love your city, were doomed cured. Those who answered no weren't allowed to discharge. Uh-oh. Out, out, out! Is that higher than... who gain more than 200 points and their stats will vanish the next day. The longer the machine, the better person. Furthermore, the longer it's used, the faster the question will change. Further, there was once an incident where an employee used the machine 5 or more times in a single day, exploded on the spot. So, let's retry the day and be more careful, because I do not want Emma to disappear the next day. Oh, stayed the same. Okay, so working on training Vasquez. He wants attachment. both use it, and we'll just be very careful and use it very slowly this time. Oh, I'll probably slow down the time, that'll make it easier to stop. Okay, that's easy enough, so now just don't use it much more. So 10 seconds, okay. We'll just be very careful with it then. No, yes, no, yes, no, yes, okay. We'll just take it a little bit at the time. You can work on attachment as well. Ooh. Yeah, and some abnormalities don't like it when your stats are too high. Oh no. This is why we have to be careful about not using it too much. We can just take you out immediately. So some abnormalities don't like it when you work on them too much, so we want to be careful about it in that respect. Yep. Two. How long do we have to do it for? 1 minute. I don't trust it. Okay, make sure Fairy Festival's done. Attachment. Oh, it's hard to tell who needs it the most when it's like this. You can work it too. Oh, you haven't, if you think that's dramatic, you haven't heard anything yet. I want to work Velasquez just a tiny bit more. What should we work on? Let's do just a tiny bit more. We really need somebody to train Justice, but who needs... And then we'll do one more attachment. Okay, I think we'll do that for day 4. Yep, so everyone's... We have 3 agents level 2 now, which is good. I'll read the next story and then we'll finish for today, I think. Our founder, A, has said this to me many a time. Each successful experiment makes you a better person. The greatness of this company was founded on multitudes of trials and hardships. So you too shall become great. Each day in the company is another small experiment towards shaping your life for the better. How has your day been today? Well, of course it was fine. Let's blare the pleasantries, no? Manager, how's your life been? Nothing spectacular, just okay. Leading a normal life could be considered an achievement in this day and age. Although, one can always improve the quality of their life. This is a simple metaphor, but the seed of a tree will not grow just anywhere. It requires fertile soil, the right temperature, and fresh water. However, most seeds fall on barren soil. For those malfallen seeds, stretching out the roots and sprouting even small leaves are challenges full of pain. I cannot provide you with water or sunlight. However, I will do my best to tend to the soil. Let's just finish this up, make sure it saves. No, I really adore this game. It's just partially, I mean, I watched all the story first, and it's probably one of my favorite experiences in gaming I've ever witnessed, and I don't say that lightly. It was an incredible experience, and that's why I'm really determined, even if this is not my kind of game, to finish it. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it for today. Thank you all so much for coming. Both my friends and Major Spirit, thank you for checking in. I really appreciate it. This is my first time streaming, so thank you for being patient with me. I'll try and get a proper ending screen, and thank you Lee, Beck, Emmy. Thank you, you have a nice day too. Okay, I'll see everybody later, okay? Bye-bye! I will! I'm getting used to this, but I enjoyed this. Once I calmed down, I was quite nervous because this is my first time, but once I calmed down, I started having a lot more fun. Bye-bye! So...